In 2024, Tesla stock will be split in half. Yes, we think Tesla will split its stock as soon as possible. The company has only split its stock once, but we think it will do it again in 2024. The price of a Tesla share is around $900 right now, and Elon has stopped selling Tesla shares. The last time Alphabet split its shares was 20 to 1. We look at this to get an idea of what Tesla might do. Tesla is going to have a great year in 2022 because they are releasing a lot of highly anticipated products and putting out a great yearly earnings report. Do not miss this. Why do we think Tesla will split up? What should we keep an eye out for? We'll answer these questions and more in today's video. Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google, just announced a stock split. It's now more likely than ever that Tesla will split its stock. Shares of Alphabet rose 65% in 2021, which was much higher than the S&P's rise of 527%. It was the best performing big tech company that year. Investors were worried about the pandemic's long-term effects and problems with the supply chain, but the company has continued to run at full speed. Alphabet reported full-year sales of $257.6 billion in 2021, a big jump from the $182.5 billion it made in 2020. Its most recent profits show growth in places other than traditional advertising income, like YouTube and Google's cloud business. The board of directors of Alphabet approved plans for a 20-to-1 stock split on February 1, 2022. This was part of the tech company's quarterly results report. After hours, Alphabet shares went up more than 9% after the news came out. Apple had split its stock a year and a half before this, giving owners 3 shares for every share they owned. According to the earnings release, Alphabet and Apple are 2 of the few tech companies whose market values are in the trillions. This is because investors were looking for ways to make money by growing the companies. The stock will be split into Class A, Class B, and Class C shares by the end of business on July 1st. People who own shares of the same class of stock on July 15th will get 19 more shares for every share they already own. In 2012, Google added a third type of shares called Class C, which did not give owners the right to vote. There were already Class A shares, each with 1 vote, and Class B shares, each with 10 votes and owned by the founders and early investors. The company kept this stock arrangement even after changing its name to Alphabet in 2015. Let's talk about Tesla's possible split. The last time Tesla's stock split was one that people will never forget. As of August 11, 2020, Tesla had said that it would split its stock 5 times over. We think a second breakup will happen sooner than we thought after only 2 years. There wasn't much going on with Tesla's stock for about a week before the split was announced. You could say it was kind of quiet. Then a boom. When Tesla reports a 5-to-1 split, the stock goes through a lot of changes. So it was crazy from the next day, August 12, until the split at the end of the month. Tesla's stock went up about 81%, but it was a different stock back then, and it was heading toward the $1,200 to $1,300 mark. A lot of things are the same now. From 2021 on, people have talked about the split. But let's quickly go over the reasons why we believe it's more likely now than at any other time. First, it's Tesla's ability to stay stable above $1,000 and new drivers. The board is careful not to split a stock too soon, too quickly, or too often. Even though splitting a stock tells the market that prices are going up, they can't do it every time it hits a certain price. Mark as long as Tesla's price stays between $900 and $1,000, the stock seems to be solid. But now that triggers are coming in, it looks like the time is right for a split. What are these triggers that are coming in? These are the plants in Berlin and Austin that are set to open very soon. In Austin, work on the 4680 cells will begin. There are many good things about where Tesla could be in the next few months. The Cybertruck is due to arrive this year and will be added to the list of new triggers. So, there are a lot of things coming up that could have unimaginable effects on the stock market. For Tesla, 2022 looks like it will be a big year. That's a lot to be happy about. You can only think that a split is coming soon when you think about these things. This split is good for small businesses. Firms and big market players don't need stock splits because they can use more contracts to protect their bets. The people who stand to gain the most from a split must be small owners. Let's say you want to buy a Tesla 3 years from now, but don't have the money to do so. For that reason, you'll need a lot of money to buy any sizable amount. So really, the stock is up $900. And keep in mind that it's still a pretty liquid stock compared to Amazon. That's something to think about. Next, there's Tesla, Austin, and Berlin. With the Berlin and Austin factories set to open soon, it looks like Tesla hopes for a lot of its workers in the new gigafactories to gain from the stock price. Of course, this can't happen until all of the new companies are up and running. It would be crazy if they had to split the stock 5 times again in October 2021, which is when they first split it. It then goes back up to $200 or $300. You could be wrong. You should know that splits are often strange and unplanned. The stock goes up to about $700 before the middle of 2022, no matter what. Then all of a sudden, you go back to being out of reach. Our main point is that the business will probably wait to announce a split until all of the workers in Berlin and Austin are on board. The split might be a good way to sell the stock because it makes it look more fair to investors. This is just my opinion, it's not true. Barr's comments, however, investors are interested because they think they can buy shares at a lower price. The employee stock buying plan is too hard to understand, which is one reason Tesla has to split up. Tesla wants to make it easier for their workers to buy shares. That being said, we don't think they will add stock features like some trading platforms do. For a number of reasons, Tesla does not want the price of its stock to trade too high. Third, we think there will be a split soon since Musk is done selling his shares. There's no way a split could have happened before Musk was done selling his stock. That would not have looked good. Right now, though, the stock goes up if Musk splits it because he is done selling. The approval from the owners is another thing that is often forgotten. For instance, Gary Black wrote in November 2021, "A stock split needs board approval." A lot of boards meet once a month. Tesla's meets on Monday or Tuesday of the second week of every month, based on the salary pattern. Tesla's SEC papers make it clear what will make this split different. In these filings, you can see that they have a number of shares that are their exact maximum. What's going on is that Tesla has a lot of shares out there, almost 1 billion shares to be exact. Everyone will get 4 more shares if they split it again 5-1. Still, 5 billion shares are still out there. The SEC says that these shares need to be approved by shareholders, but Tesla can split the shares before the vote. If they say that the split is happening now, we think the board will agree. Moya thinks the stock will soon reach $2,000 after the new split. Their fan base is very large and almost cult-like, so if they decide to split, investors will be happy about it and the stock will go up. Tesla could be a good buy if the stock splits again. But some experts think that Tesla will continue to have a big share of the market because it was one of the first companies to sell electric cars. Despite the competition, when Tesla split its stock 5 times for $1, it was good for both the company and its investors. It's also clear that Tesla's market share has reached similar levels, but this is backed up by more sales, higher profits, and more interest in its cutting-edge products. A stock split doesn't always cause this kind of reaction, but the fundamentals of the company determine the conditions and price movement that follow it. It's not clear if Tesla will soon announce a stock split, but the company will keep growing and beating its rivals. In terms of sales and making money, do you want Tesla to split up? Leave a comment below.